This is a road test for a Honda CR-V. This is a 2-litre sport model. The car is registered FV06SYO, and the mileage at the start of this brief road test is 62,753 miles. The reason we do the road tests is basically we're selling to customers now from all over the near continent and the extremes of the UK, and we just want people to see our cars in operation prior to come to see us if we can find the time to do so, just to give you reassurance and give you any feedback on the car, and it'll be on the same roads as any road test would be conducted by yourselves. What I try and do on the road test is basically do the same as you'll do yourself, and that's just to go through it one by one, just through the major mechanicals of the car. Starting with the engine, obviously a 2-litre VTEC engine. It's been very well looked after. It's a very low mileage one, and as you probably expect, whoops, sorry mate, it starts absolutely on the button. The wipers off. It pulls very, very sweetly. They always do. It's a wonderful, wonderful unit. But this particular one, so it's as nice an example as you'll ever experience. It's very sweet revving, as I said. Idle's absolutely rock solid. There's no vibrations, noises, or anything coming from the engine that shouldn't be there. And there's no warning lights on the dashboard at all. It's all in absolutely fine order relating to the engine or anything else actually. The engine then runs through clutch and gearbox. Clutch bites really well. It's positive. It's very smooth in actuation. Gearbox is, you know, your classic Honda affair. It's a very, very nicely done box. Lovely synchro mesh. Really simple and easy. I'm just changing gear for fun, really. Simple and easy to use. I can't find any detectable or discernible wear in the linkage of the gearbox at all. It feels tight as a drum. It really does. As I'm driving along now, car's tracking exactly as I'd hope it to. You know, it's got a very, very faint pull to the left, which it should have on any car with a road with a bit of camber, but it doesn't deviate off its course violently or otherwise. Steering itself, again, it just exhibits no discernible wear through the rack. I can't. It feels very positive, and the moment I turn the wheel, the wheels start to move, which suggests that, you know, things like track rod ends and everything are in good order underneath. Likewise, the suspension of the car is a very, very smooth riding car. They always have been. So it's a really nicely set up vehicle. It's, you know, on relatively unfashionable kind of tall profile tyres, which is very good for traction and off-road, but also translates into really, really lovely ride quality on the vehicle. So these little imperfections on roads that low profile tyres can get caught out by, this one, as I said, it rides them very, very smoothly indeed. And as with the steering, I can't really detect any wear coming back through the suspension at all. And again, as with the steering, I'm looking out for kind of not hearing it go over bumps, because of course you can, but I'm listening out for those secondary noises where you get a little bit of anti-roll bar chatter underneath where they might be worn, these little link arms rather, and also the suspension mounts might have a little bit of wear in them, but there's nothing. It's very, very, very tight, solid, just feels very crisp and very youthful, ironically, in its drive. Just going to wait till I get around the corner. I'm going to give the brakes a relatively sharp jab, just see how we're getting on with those. So bear with me a second. That's a really strong brake pedal, lovely strong brake pedal actually. Right at the right point. They're not over servoed, I hate that on cars, but there's no pulsing back through the brake pedal. There's no noises or grumblings going on there, which would suggest that, you know, they might have discs or pads in bad order. That it's really, really good indeed. They do drive extraordinarily well, these cars. It is a beautifully, beautifully built car. Just looking inside the car here, it's all in really, really lovely condition. You know, beautifully assembled and constructed cars. The dashboard's in really fine order. It's a really nice dashboard to use. It's a relatively plain and simple thing to look at, which, you know, is a personal preference as to whether you like these things or not, but I like the fact that the radio, you just press a button, you can search stations, and you can do it in 2 seconds flat without having to take your eyes off the road really. Air conditioning system down here, 3 big rotary knobs, all working absolutely perfectly. Ice cold air coming out of the vents as well, so the air conditioning's in really, really fine order. And what's lovely down here, just above these three here, you've got this little cool box here. I'll put that up to there, put that there, and you've got absolutely ice cold air going into that cool box. So when your little treasure in the back screaming for chocolate on hot summer's days as we're having today, they're not going to be given a mushy mess which are going to spread all over the place. It's going to be rock hard and snap their teeth instead. So there we are, something to look forward to. Rest of the dashboard, very high quality plastics. There's not even a hint of a rattle or a buzz from the trim inside the car. Coming over to the main fascia here and the binnacle, very sort of your classic Honda affair, really dead simple, easy to read, very stylishly done dashboard. This is the revised 05 and onwards model, so you've got this little MPG gauge there. The new graphics on the dashboard are much nicer than the sort of slightly plainer older version, but everything's working perfectly. And this car's just been driven over 100 miles to us, so it's absolutely at its operating temperature, which is a third of the way up on the temperature gauge, which is exactly where it needs to be on one of these cars. As you're going down the road here, just check the cruise control on there, and it's all good. Oops, just wait until I get around the corner. Cruise control is active, I'm just going to accelerate with it. So cruise control works absolutely perfectly. Again, just your cruise control on these now, on the sport models, you've got the audio functions up on the steering wheel, and that all works perfectly. But really, drives really well. This is its natural domain, you know, these sort of country A and B roads. And unlike some cars which just kind of flounder around, this retains a really good kind of body control. You know, I've driven some of these kind of Kias and Hyundais and cars like that, and they do kind of get very vague and sort of wandery on roads like this, but this is a really lovely, solid car to drive. You know, which is why they're so popular second-hand, because unlike kind of the German cars of this age, which are terribly glitchy electrically and mechanically, the Hondas give very, very, very few problems. You know, by a country mile, the most reliable of all of them. But it's also an immensely practical car, so for family use, and given the fact that I've had umpteen of them, it's a you know, I've come to appreciate just what a good car this really is. But as an example of one, you know, I genuinely can't fault it. It's oh hello, that's one way of doing it, I guess. You know, if there's something to pick up on, I would do, and I do as well. Bear with me 1 second, we'll just pull out the junction. But on the car, you know, if you came and drove the vehicle, you'd be absolutely delighted with it. It's a very, very fine order indeed. Clearly it's only a short road test, it's just here to show you the car in operation. If there's anything I've missed out on the road test, then don't hesitate, do give us a call. But you know, from what I've experienced and you know, the short drive I've had, and you know, from what our driver told us, it's a very, very fine car indeed.